Good morning, dude persons. What is going on? I have too much stuff in my head right now. Too many different things going on. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'll just be like skipping back and forth between tasks and projects. I'm like, I kind of lost interest in this. Let me flip over to something else. And then I go like 2 weeks without getting anything done. And then in one day I finish all of them. Like all of them hit at the same time. Unintentionally. Just like, oh, well, this is done. Now I have to work on, oh, this is almost done. Oh, well, this actually helps me finish the next thing. Oh, I just finished all those things. So that might work. I don't know that it will. I've had difficulty tracking things and being on top of my my to-do list. My to-do list is still there. I'm still maintaining it. I'm still using it. But I'm not using it as aggressively as I did before. So that to-do.txt still working out really well. I'm actually using it to store data, reference data for things I need to keep track of later on. Although that stuff should really find its way into the into an Emacs org mode file. So that is good. I'm still divesting from Chrome. I should probably dump all my bookmarks and drop those into Emacs. Got packages out and moving. I still am working toward the next version of the Signum. There's a number of features I want to add to it. I've already added a neck lanyard loop because that's why. Because technically, and this is the same as my my Reddit post about the 40% that fits in this jacket pocket actually. This inside jacket pocket. I put the 40% inside my jacket pocket and took a picture of it. Because I was going into work and it was raining, and at that point the 40% was a flank. And the flank was made of cardboard. So if it got wet, it would melt. I'm not kidding. I now actually seal my I seal the boards now. So it wouldn't melt at this point, but still. Like, I had to put it somewhere, and I had stuff to carry. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm just doing this now. So that wasn't like, dude, look at this cool thing that is ridiculous that you're never going to use. I was actually doing that. I was actually storing the 40% in my jacket pocket because I was carrying a bunch of stuff. So it was a lot easier to do that. So, with the pocket chip, I would occasionally wear it around my neck or carry it around my neck just for transferring from place to place, so I didn't have, one extra thing to carry and strap it to my person. I would actually like to figure out a way to get my notebook to like drill a corner of it so that I could put a carabiner in it or something, or a lanyard loop or something, a hook, just something, so that I could attach it, because I would like to be able to hang it on my belt or something, because it's difficult to carry. I don't like having stuff in my hands, and I want to bring stuff, and I always just wind up with stuff in my hands, and it's annoying. But when I am going to work, and I am making that transition, and it's, it's sleeting outside, I have a notebook, hopefully, I might have a coffee, I probably do, and I have my keyboard, and I'm transporting it around. So I take my stuff and I put it against my chest, and I zip up my sweater or my jacket, and I put my hand in my pocket and I hold it inside my jacket while I make the transition. So I literally have a use case, a legitimate practical use case for having a neck lanyard. You know, now that I explain it, it doesn't seem that legitimate. The keyboard would have a lanyard loop on it. I made a Reddit post on it, so it's, you can see that right about here. And then it would just be a little snap, hook it on, put it on your neck, and then it would be dangling from your neck. Because, I don't know, maybe it's all the military stuff. I like load-bearing equipment. You just strap stuff to yourself. I mean, it'll just be a hole in the board. It doesn't cost anything. You can use it or you can not, but I mean, attach it to your keychain, or attach your keys to it, I guess. I don't know. And in truth, I would sling more things. I would definitely do that. And actually, a universal, like an omnidirectional rifle sling mount would probably be a good candidate for attaching to one of these boards. Like my Thinkpad, the X220. Sometimes I only need the X220. Sometimes I only want to just go and carry that in and do some work with it. And then it's like, all right, well, I have to go to the bathroom. Do I leave my laptop here and go into the bathroom? Or do I bring it into the bathroom and bring it? It just seems kind of weird and gross anyways. And set it on a counter, and then, you know, where water is. I don't know. The correct answer to me is to have it on a shoulder sling. And you're like, oh, gotta bring my laptop with me. Put it over your shoulder, sling it around behind you, and that's it. It just sits there. Hands are free. You can probably 3D print a solution for something like that. Probably, yeah. It's just a bit odd because the weight distribution's different. I would love to hear, though, that locking thing, like that, what is it, a Kensington lock? The Kensington lock. I would love to see that is, that's load-bearing in some way. That would be nice. Because then I could just attach straight to that and put a sling mount on it. I just don't know how reliable that would be. The other alternative is a very form-fitted zipper case or something like that, which, well, but then you have a bag and not a laptop hanging from your side. Oh wow. Yeah, it's pretty doable. I also don't know how like load bearing the docking mount points are. Because if they are, then I'd be happy to use that. I don't think they're meant to take force in that direction though, so I don't know. The question is, where can I attach to the steel frame of the Thinkpad? And maybe the answer is that I can't. Maybe the answer is that I have to look at ThinkPads that are disassembled and identify the frame points and drill them and tap them for some screw mounts. And I can Loctite them in there and put actual sling mounts on it. I don't know, I guess I'm pretty ridiculous. To be frank, the neck mount thing for the keyboard, I actually have a drawing, and I think it's actually in one of my videos, where I scroll past it and I'm like, oh yeah, neck mount keyboard. It's something like this, where it would hang from your neck and you could type on it. That's doable. like an inverted keyboard like that, one way, one the other way, it would only have one use, but I mean, that would be it. You could do it. There's like other actual useful things that I'm doing to the next version, like adding labels for more of the parts. I didn't even check my shave. Like the back side of the PCB will have notations for the rows and columns and everything, so that no matter what you wind up with, you know whatever chipset you wind up using, you know which pins go to which things. Program it yourself or do whatever you want. I have that Arduino Feather blue. It's not a blue fruit. If it was, that would be really awesome, but it's not. They stopped making them. They made the feathers, and then they started adding different wireless modules to the back of them. So I'm still messing around with that, or need to mess around with it more. It's ready. It's prepped. But I have a lot of stuff that's ready and prepped. This is what I'm talking about. There's just too much. I'm just like ping-ponging back and forth. Pinballing? I don't know. There's a lot going on in my head, and I would benefit from some serious focus. I really do benefit from some serious focus. Oh, one of the videos I was watching the other day was talking about micro deadlines. I was thinking about that when I was working on the cutter, because I had like 3.5 minutes or 3 minutes and 20 seconds to do whatever I was going to do. So it was like the ticking clock, do it as fast as you can, and then time's almost running out, quick, and I still got work done. Like, I did all my daily tasks while doing all that. I just did them in 3-minute segments, which is kind of weird. But I think that was an indicator an indicator that micro deadlines might work well for me. So I need to figure out how to implement that. I need bleh. See, the thing about I can just code stuff like that. Just make a simple it's like my terminal Pomodoro timer. That's just like, maybe I should just be using that, because I can change the time on it. Is it toilet? Yeah, toilet. Toilet is much like Figlet. It lets you make ASCII art text, or pipe text to create ASCII art. And the toilet comes with a built-in what it calls the gay mode, I think. It's just like a rainbow. It inserts a rainbow into the results, and it works. I don't know how it processes it, but it works faster than lolcat, because lolcat has a little bit of a delay. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know. But when you pipe something through lolcat, the rainbow start point it alternates. So if I create something and pipe it to lolcat, and I create the same thing and pipe it to lolcat, the output will be slightly different. The rainbow will be of a different start point, orientation, I don't know. So it makes it visually disturbing and attention getting, rather than the same thing being displayed over and over and over. But I guess you could just alternate. I don't know. Need something that steals my attention and tracks when I'm not keeping up on it. I've been kicking around this idea for a long time. It would probably be something that I do in JavaScript. Just like a simple, a standardized, in JavaScript because it's a standardized interface. And I like managing objects as, or I like managing repetitive points like that as objects. It makes a lot of sense. You know, I'm doing a lot of functional programming right now, and I understand why object-oriented programming is bad, but I think it's very convenient in a lot of different situations, and it's not that expensive, so it's like, why not? Like when I make a new post to my website, I have an object. I create a new object. I instantiate a new object, and that new object is a new post or something like that. I forget what it's called. I just copy that, make a new version of it. I change the parameters on it. You know, the title is this, the thumbnail is that. Just direct path to these files. Everything else is preset, and that's it. The website generates it on its own. It generates the HTML code for it. That's just efficient. And that's quick publishing. Quick maths. Like, that's also a very, very limited case. You know, at no point am I going to walk into that and go, I need to redo all of these objects and create several new layers of objects and a new hierarchy. No, that's where things get weird. Alright, looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day. That's neat. Whatever I've been tangling with has landed on my kids, so they sound all gross and snotty today. So, oh well, we'll see. I don't have anything else to say. La 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 la. Okay, whatever.